Now,
Sorry, dude. I just want to check this out.
yeah, no, you're good. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually go back in here into, I want to, I want to actually select this, please. Yeah, these guys. I want to assign a different um, material to this. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to make a new one here. I'm going to call this floor. And this one here, this slot, it can be just wall. And since I have that selected and I have these selected, I can go ahead and assign it, and it goes ahead and does that for me. And then I can just rack up the roughness, and it doesn't have to be super metal. And then, yeah, everything's a little brighter now. It looks like a depressing hallway, kind of.
That's all I get from his walk is it just feels very sad and curious.
I'm going to render an image real quick just to see how the ray tracing handles itself. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of whatever this is, like right behind him. So I think the ray tracing is sort of failing. And I can see some separation right here in the lights. So I'm going to have to go in there and sort that as well. So just going ahead and having these still renders just to see how things are behaving, it's pretty helpful. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that real quick. And then these guys, make sure I don't have this turned on. I'm going to hold up and I'm going to pull this up like that. There we go. They can just go out like that. Also, I'm just going to go ahead and take this bit here, extrude it outwards, and extrude these. There we go. That's much better. Now he has something back there that I can look at. Yeah, I gotta tell you, that ray tracing isn't doing it for me. I wonder if I can play around with it a little bit more. So I can go in here, resolution, 1:1. Denoising, it's okay if it doesn't want to denoise. Screen tracing, play around with the thickness, precision. I thought I pulled these dudes up. What's going on? They didn't go up as they should. There. Now stay up there. Oh, I see. I have to actually animate it. Delete the keyframes. That'll fix it. There we go. Easy. I said delete the keyframes. There we are. That's much better. What is going on with that? Oh, whoops. Whoa. Come back. They see you have this thing that kind of follows them. And it's like it's a screen or whatever. And I want to get rid of that, or I just want to turn off ray tracing. I mean, that's fine. It gives me something like this, or I can go into cycles and do it. And I just want to make sure that GPU complete is turned on. I can denoise it. So now that looks a little better.
That looks insane.
Well, that's cycles for you. Looks like I'm going to have to go back here and bring these down. I can go to the data properties here and just bring it down to 200 for this one, just to see how it looks. What I can do is add maybe a flicker to all of these. That would be pretty cool. Or at least a flicker to one of them. So I'm thinking maybe one of them in the back has a
Yeah.
flicker. I'm going to do that. In fact, I'm going to set these, now that I have them down a little bit, let's bring them down to like 50, because I think they might be burning a little bit too hot. And we're going to go in there and we're going to see how they're doing. Come on back. It's a little bit better. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. It's not burning too hot. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that dark room back there's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a dark room there. Hmm.
Is that just a filter, or is that just the way Cycles renders? Like the kind
Cycles
of
renders it that way.
okay.
It starts off very pixelated, and then if
Hmm.
you stay on a frame for a little while, it will try to it
Got
will
it.
try to rasterize it a little more. So what's going on at the moment is that I have denoise turned on. I can turn that off, and this is what I see.
Right.
So it's like path
Kind of,
tracing.
it's more accurate, but it's
It's kind of cool. It has this kind of dreamlike
Hmm.
sort of feel to it, you know. Um,
definitely.
really
Let me
nice.
just make sure that, okay, scene lights and scene world is turned on, as it should. I just wanted to make sure that was good. And I'm going to add a flicker to one of these lights. I'm thinking this one. So
Yeah.
this guy is actually one whole object, so I'm probably going to take, which one was it? Let's look at it a second. I can go into edit mode and select one. It really isn't letting me, which I don't understand. Or maybe it is. Come on, please, just let me edit these. Oh, okay. Oh, right, I have an array turned on, that's why. I need to go ahead and apply this array modifier. There we go, that's better. Now I can take this one. There's always something. Doesn't matter what, it's always something. So I can separate this, separate selection. Now that is its very own object. And so all of these have an emission that I have set up. Right now it's at 3, it's pretty bright. It probably doesn't need to be as bright as, say, 1. And it looks as though I'm probably going to have to build a new, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to leave it at 1. And this guy here, I'm going to call this light base. I'm going to make another one, which is going to be called light flicker. All right, there you go. I'll just go ahead and delete that one from this. So light flicker isn't doing anything right now. I'm going to set the emission to 1. And that should be good. I'm going to go ahead and add a keyframe. Bring it down a little bit like this. There we go. Now I can start really getting into the graph editor here. No. Set it to no offset. There we go. There it goes. It's flickering now. It was flickering a second ago. Now I'm going to start building. Pulling some of these up, down. And this is the lowest it needs to go, and this is the highest, and these guys are sort of in the in-between. You could probably add like a randomness factor to this, and I can probably do that. Let me try that. I'm going to add a modifier. I think I'll be able to do it. Emission strength. Maybe I can, yep, modifiers. There we go. So let me play with that for a second. I'm just going to go ahead and flatten all of these or just get rid of it like so. Now, emission strength, add a modifier. Let's do noise. There it is. So there's our noise. That's much better. The scale, the strength. We want to bring the offset. I want to bring it down if I can help that. There we go. That's much better. And so we can actually see this in action. But I'm going to have to switch to EV. Yeah, I can see it. It's
I see
really
it.
struggling there. Come on. Get. Okay, sure. Pull this all the way out here so I don't have to worry about them. Oh yeah, that's much better. I'll turn off the things. Yeah, that's all right. And I think in real time we can go in here and start playing around with the scale of it. Oh yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
I don't want it to flicker off completely, so I want to be careful with that. I'm wondering what else these guys are going to be able to do.
And then you can go in and copy and paste that flicker to all the other lights, right? And like offset them.
Uh-huh, I
If
certainly
you
can do
if you
that
wanted to
probably.
do that, yeah, right.
Restrict frame range, that's what I want to see. Okay, the start. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to see what it can do. Okay, it's not doing anything. Oh, all right, never mind. I think I know what I was supposed to do. I was trying to get it to level off at a certain point, but it won't do that. But that's okay. I'm cool with that. But I do want to make sure that this is definitely seeable. Now, what I'm thinking is that I can make a driver for this. I'm going to set this to frame 1. So I'll make sure this is good. Like I'm going to make a driver and I'm going to try and set it to the light that's over here. Power, pace driver. Now I'm wondering if that'll do it. It's trying to do something. I want to pay attention to it. Oh, I see it. It's actually working. So the light is actually doing its job. Well, I have the emission being animated and the power of the. Oh man, that's too much though. 500? Yeah, that's too strong. So that's just going to make everything super bright. So I think I'm gonna have to go into the okay. I'm gonna go into the animation editor and pull out the drivers. And I just want to look at that real quick. For area 2, power. I want to bring the intensity down and I want to watch it from here. I want to see that. So 500, that's too much. I'm going to add a generator and I'm going to try. Right now it's set to 1. Let's see what 0.5 looks like. Oh yeah, that's getting there. 0.1. That's more like it. And let's just kind of watch it. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, so it's kind of staying under 50, but it's going down a little ways. Yeah, that's much better. Now we can take a look at it and see what it's doing. I can change this back to the 3D viewport if I just want to look at it. Come on now. Do something. So I think he's just getting a little lighter as he's moving up toward the. Yeah, but that's working. It's just not showing anything. Is it really set to 50? Let me take a look at that light. I'm going to look at these lights, actually. That one's set to 50, and I can see that. Let's set it to 100 and just see how it looks. All right, that'll be a lot easier to see. Oh, I'll just pay attention to that light, that wall there, and we'll see what it's doing. Yeah, it's not really selling it. So I'm going to go back into the driver editor and fix that. I think I can just, here we go. I'll just pull it up this way. Modifiers, bring you back to 2. All right, let's watch you for a second. How about 5? It's not doing anything.
I almost feel
That's
like it just
very
needs to be
strange.
brighter.
I'm gonna delete the driver and see what happens then. Yeah, this boy is broken or something. It's just not. You see, there it is. There's the 100 right there. Oops. 1 minus 0, 0. That ain't right. I'm gonna make that driver one more time. Yeah, it's just broken. Doesn't do it. That is very unfortunate. Hmm. Insert keyframe. Power. See it there. Modifiers. So maybe I can just take the same modifier that I've made. Come on, just let me select it. There we go. That's just something wrong with the controls. Mm, that's not going to work. They're not going to match is what's the problem. Let me do the area light first. I'm going to add a noise modifier to that. Strength. Okay, that's doing it. Okay. Let's make it a little stronger. So 0, I can see where 0 is right here, and there's 100, and that's where it's going to top off. So what I want to do is actually take this, pull it down, and just make sure that it's going to be somewhere in the middle here, because I don't want it to go above 100 watts or below 0.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there is your flicker. In fact, I think I might need to bring it down some. Some lights are not going to really do that. They're going to be a little farther down like this. Okay, so I'm wondering now maybe I can create a driver for this and then set it to the emission. Paste driver. Come on, paste driver, where are you at? Uh, Not letting me do it. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Delete keyframes. Then I'll paste the driver, and that should, yes, it does. Okay, good. All right, so the strength is super high. Doesn't need to be that high. It's kind of crazy. Let's go back into the driver editor, and I will get this right, I swear. Okay, back to modifier and generator. We need to bring it way down. And I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Well, there's the okay. Doesn't need to go too far down, but I'm thinking like maybe 0.01. No, it won't even go that far. Then I'll just pull this. Come on. Go down. Or bring down the coefficient. That's what I can do. All right. Pull it up a little bit. You can't do 0.01. Yes, you can. Why didn't it do that before? I want to bring it down to where it's just halfway, like that. Okay, let's take a look at it now. Oh my God, that's much better. Yeah. So better for the emission to follow the light intensity than the light intensity to follow the emission. So that's much better. That gets us there. Now we have a flicker down there.
That's so dope.
Yeah, it's dope. What if I wanted to do like maybe a tile sort of? This is where we can play around with the floor now. I think there's a brick texture we can play with. So there's your floor. Let's go into shader mode. Let's just watch this for a minute. There's our world shader. Let's go to object. This here represents our floor. There's a brick texture here, and I'll just set it to color and we'll see what it gives us. Okay, that's pretty cool. I want to bring the scale. There you go. How do you like that?
That's cool, man.
I can play around with the mortars. Oh, look at this. This is totally on accident. Now we have like a carpet. And I can play around with all the other stuff. Bias. That's pretty cool, I guess. You know what this is starting to look like? It's starting to look a little bit like the carpet that we have over at DMI.
That gray, like, gradient carpet.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Beautiful mistakes.
Yeah, happy accidents. That's what they are.
Mm.
So I'm going to bring the brick height. I'm going to do the height instead. It's going to look a little bit like this. Cool. Can I do a randomness or a squash? I can do something like that. Frequency. Oh, damn. Okay, so that just changes the randomness of the bricks. I can also go ahead and add some variance to them. This one can be a bit more white-ish blue, sort of, and I can make this that. And maybe, probably won't see it too well. No, you won't see it. So I can just make this an even 1K. There we go. As for the walls, I think I can do something for the walls. So let's go ahead and sort them too. I'm thinking noise texture. Stick it on there. Oh, look at that. Um, it's doing something weird. It's kind of streaked. So instead of, oh, how about this? I think I know what I need to do. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have the wall or cube selected. And there it is, right? I'm going to go to apply all transforms. Oh, that doesn't do it. Never mind. So I'll just make a texture coordinates node, set it to generated. No, that doesn't do it. How about object? Oh, that's better. So now I get something like this. That's not it. That's not all of it. I'm going to give it a bump map. So I'm going to take a normal map there, set it to color because this stuff is kind of like a normal map. Oh God, that's a little. Yeah, that's not great. So what I'm really trying to accomplish is some kind of, let's add a color ramp to this. Okay, that's a little bit better. And I'll just rack this up a little. Yeah, that's nicer. Okay. So now the wall has a texture.
It's crazy how quick you can throw that together.
I've fudged with it like a little bit. So I wonder what this will look like if I just go back into cycles. Maybe I can turn on the ray tracing just to see what it would look like that way. All right, so this stuff is still reflective, so I'm going to probably go back to the floor there. Um, select floor from here, bring the roughness up like that. That's
Mm,
much better. Uh-huh. Good. Yeah. The wall here it's fine. Looks like the ceiling also has the same sort of normal map that I've added. It just kind of adds like a bump to it, is what's going on. So that's much better. But probably still have that weird ray tracing effect that goes on.
that harsh shadow.
Yeah, that shadow that's behind him.
Mm.
I don't like that. I don't like it. Turn off ray tracing real quick. Cycles. So that
Okay.
just kind of lights everything up. And it looks a little bit better. If I move the timeline around, I do see that there is. Okay, let's go ahead and render this one bit. Render image. Let's let it run. And we'll see that it's trying to sample four. Well, that's a lot. I don't think I'm going to want it to do that. X. That's too many samples. Max samples for viewport is pretty dang high, so I'm just going to leave it at 20, and then we'll just make this 40. Max samples like that, it's just going to go ahead and make your render a lot slower. So I'm going to render this. No, don't render the animation. Whoops. Okay, just the image, please. For the love of God, just the image, please. It's simple. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I guess it's path tracing or ray tracing or whatever the two. I think path tracing is the new thing, if I recall correctly. And ray tracing is just this gimmick. I feel like ray tracing has only gotten good after the 3000 series of NVIDIA cards came out. So I'm just going to let it run for a little bit and we get an idea of just what this whole carpet thing looks like. I might actually add a noise texture over this just so I can add like some carpet-esque look to it. Right now everything looks really grainy, so we can't really see it.
Even then, that dark end back there is really cool.
Yeah. This hallway is pretty creepy.
It's giving back
Liminal
rooms.
space. Yeah, liminal space stuff like this. I like the idea of liminal spaces, but I don't want to be creeped out. All right, so I see that we have a texture on the wall and it looks okay. And I like the pattern of the carpet, but there really isn't anything else going on there aside from the pattern. I want it to look grainy or like really bumpy as if it actually looks like a straight up carpet. So that's what I'm going to work on next. I can do that here. Okay. Give me the floor one more time. Oh, break time is almost here. It's just a minute. But let's just go ahead and add a quick noise texture and then a normal map. So this node here is going to help translate this noise texture into a normal map that we can use. What the hell? Ugh. Is it? Oh, I see. I see what's going on. Scale's too high. Yeah, that's not good. I'm going to tempt fate. I really shouldn't do that. Not yet. Well, I just did. Ugh. So I'm going to just save this real quick before it dies. And that's really grainy. Can you see that? That's just grain-tastic. So we're watching that, and that's just not good. Let's bring the, that's much better. We'll do that. Yep, that gets us there. Some of the stuff likes to come through. Maybe I should actually give it some proper. Let's set a color ramp on that. Make this green. Make this one cyan. Pull it over here. Make another guy. Make it pink. Pull it over here. Take this fella. Maybe I can duplicate it? No, I can't. Damn. And I'll just make a bunch of these and just kind of put them aside like that. These are the standard, like, normal map colors. It's going to be just some really nice colors. Like, there's one color that represents the left side, one represents the right side, another one's up, another one's down, and they just kind of